Hello all, Emmerich's back. Basically, in the first video I created yesterday, I decided to spray paint my W204 Mercedes calipers. Now, the outcome was fantastic, and I'm very, very pleased with it. But not many. You don't get many videos on the actual the rear calipers, which are totally different. The calipers at the front have got that caliper. I'll show you caliper looking. Typical look about them. And the back ones are slightly different, not so sightly, but they're covered in corrosion. We'll have a look at them now, and I'm about to give them a prep them up and go through the same process as what I did yesterday. So stay tuned. Let's just take a quick look of what they look like beforehand. When you look through the wheels, and they generally, you have some really lovely wheels. I've got black powder coated wheels here, and when you look through, you see the unsightly caliper. It's not very nice, is it? Have a check. Horrible. Got to do something about that. Very unsightly. Anyway, let's get down to taking the wheel off, and we'll see what we can do. Stay tuned. Well, that don't look too good. Let's take a closer look. Yeah, it looks awful, doesn't it? Not great at all. So very much a lot of corrosion. I'm gonna have to do a lot of sanding. I've got emery, coarse 100 emery paper, and I've got detergent, which I'm going to get most of the grub and the grime off. Years and years of grub and grime. Obviously brake fluid, not brake fluid, brake dust build up, and see if we can clean this up okay. Ready to get to a primer stage. Anyway, stay tuned. Well, the back caliper seems to be far more difficult than the front. Wow, it took me about half an hour at least to clean that caliper. So many sort of little angled pieces of metal coming out. It's so difficult to get into. Even if you had a wire brush, you wouldn't be able to get in there. So yeah, very, very difficult job so far. Anyway, stay tuned. I'll dry this off and we'll put the degreaser on. I've got this, I've used this fantastic stuff, this 3-in-1 heavy duty cleaner degreaser for engines and stuff, and it's perfect for this type of thing. So basically what I do is spray it on, and you leave it for about, well, it says 5 minutes, I leave it for about 10, and this will degrease the rest of what's on there, and we should be getting close to prepping for the primer. Fantastic. Right, that has been a good 15 minutes, and all I've got now is a very hot bucket of water, and I'm just going to pour it over to get rid of the degreasing. I don't want that left, any sort of residue of that left on, which might affect the primer. And also at the same time, what it'll do is actually heat the caliper, and we'll dry it out at the same time. So I'm putting water on to literally aid quick drying. How strange is that? But yeah, let's just pour this over the top, and we'll let it dry again, and I'll be back for the prep for the primer. Stay tuned. Right, at this stage it's just simply putting a bag. You just put a little split in the bag, and then you sort of force it over, and so it comes behind the caliper near the disc, and that pretty much does the majority of caliper. Very quick job. Then it'd be a matter of you know, prepping up the inside of the arch so we don't get spray everywhere. But let's just get this bag on and see how it goes. Well, see how it goes on this caliper. It went on very well on the front ones, but we'll see for these rear. Pretty much as simple as that, and then basically covering everything in the arch. Right, let's get on with it. There's just this little bit here, very simple. Right, that's caliper prepped up. Looks really good. It's a lot easier than the front caliper because there's not so much to protect against the disc. But yeah, what I'll do is just now cover as much as I can inside the arch, because we don't want paint in there, do we? Red, well, primer and then red, and then we can get down to priming. Fantastic. Stay tuned. Right, basically for the arch, all I'm going to do is just got one bin bag that's been cut open to increase the size. It's a 50-litre bin bag, and literally just stick it over the arch and pull the bin bag behind. Can't get any simpler. Simply like this. As simple as that. Obviously, I've got to just quickly tack it down with what's the stuff? This masking tape, and yeah, I'll be right back and then get on to the priming. Fantastic. Stay tuned. Right, enough's enough. Let's just get on with this priming. Right, that's one really thick coat. That's all I'm going to do. Give it a really thick coat. It doesn't run very much primer. It's certainly not run at all on that caliper, and we'll let that dry for, I'll give it half an hour. I'll go and watch TV and have a cup of tea, and be right back for the top coat. Well, I'll give it an hour, maybe more, because you're meant to actually give it about 24 hours, but for the sake of the video, I'm speeding up things and I need the car, so I'll be back sooner. But it should have gone off. It's a really hot day here. Sun's catching me in the face, so it should, and we're in direct sunlight, so that should help speed up the cure process. Anyway, catch you in a bit. Been about just over an hour. Sun's coming round, so I'm hoping you're going to be able to see the fully, well, not fully, because it takes a lot longer, quite a few more hours to fully dry, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to put the top coat on, as I've done with the front wheels, and they've been fine. Basically, the primer, the etch primer. If you get etch primer, it actually sticks to sort of metal surfaces a lot better. So it's much, and it's height. This Genelite, the original universal etch primer for difficult surfaces like the caliper. It really does stick well, and you can put a really thick layer on, and it doesn't run so much. So it's very forgiving. Let's take a closer look. I hope you can see, because the sun's coming around. It's casting a shadow. Very pleased, looks very good. So now I've got the same manufacturer, but in red, high gloss, durable finish, brake caliper paint. This is actually brake caliper paint. so it's designed for calipers, and I've used it on the front. It looks fantastic. Let's get on with it and see what it comes out like. And that's the first coat. Basically, I put it on a really thick coat. I really want 2 really thick coats, and it is very forgiving, and it doesn't really run too much when you put a thick coat on. So yeah, that's brilliant. Now I'll leave that to dry, put another coat on, and we can get to taking it all off, taking all the prep off, and then putting the wheel back on and see generally what it looks like with the front wheel and back wheel done. But yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be great, so stay tuned. Right, enough's enough. What do you think? Take a closer look. Nice thick red layer, looks great. Just got a little bit of masking to take off, i.e. in there at the back, and let's get all this prep off and get on with it. Well, there you have it. That's all the prep done. It's all taken off. I'm very, very pleased. What do you think? That's a very, very thick layer of paint. Looks great. Looks very vibrant. Let's stick the wheel on and see what it looks like through the wheels. That's the main thing, isn't it? And I'll also park the car up by the side so you can get an idea of both wheels, front and back. Anyway, stay tuned. 2 seconds. And there it is. There's my baby, my W204 Mercedes C350 with its red calipers. What do you think? You can see I've done paint job at the front, got my new custom grille coming round. I'm surprised how much the calipers show up. I quite like the red. I didn't think it was going to show up so much, but check it out. And here's the back caliper we just painted.